To solve this question, we're going to need to find the greatest common factor between our x variables, our y variables, and our z variables, all of our like terms. Let's start with the x variables. The greatest common factor between x to the 14th and x to the 7 is going to be x to the 7. So to factor that out, we need to divide both of our variables by x to the 7. Over here, anything divided by itself is just 1, so this will completely cancel out and leave us with the number 1. On the other side, over here, x to the 14 divided by x to the 7, anytime we're dividing two numbers that have a like base, we're going to subtract their exponents, and we do have a like base. So let's set up that subtraction. X to the 14 minus 7 would give us x to the 7. So we've got our two results from factoring placed in their corresponding term. Now we just need to figure out what goes here. What did we factor out? We factored out an x to the 7. Now let's do the same process for all of our y variables. Now looking at our y variables, the greatest common factor between y to the negative 6 and y to the 2 is going to be y to the negative 6. So we'll divide both of these by y to the negative 6. Anything divided by itself is always 1. So we'll be left with 1 after that division. And over here, we have, again, two like bases, so we're going to subtract their exponents. Y to the 2 minus negative 6. And be very careful of two things here. One, that you are always putting the exponent of your numerator first in the subtraction problem, and that you are including any signs that come along with the exponents. We are subtracting, but we also need to include that negative sign. Because now this operation is going to transform from being subtracting a negative to adding a positive, because those are equivalent functions. Y to the 2 plus 6 will give us y to the 8th. So we will have 1 as our result from factoring on this side, and y to the 8th as our result from factoring on this side after we factored out y to the negative 6. Now we just need to go back and do that for our z variables. Finally, the greatest common factor between z to the 4th and z to the 4th is just going to be z to the 4th. So when we divide both of these terms by z to the 4th, in both cases we have anything divided by itself as just 1. So we will put those 1s in their corresponding terms after we pulled out a z to the 4th. And now we just need to simplify our final answer. At the end, we have x to the 7 times y to the negative 6 times z to the 4. That is being multiplied to x to the 7. Anything times 1 is just itself. So x to the 7 times 2 1s would just give us x to the 7, minus anything times 1 is just itself. So again, y to the 8th times 2 1s would just give us y to the 8th. And that makes answer choice A our correct answer.